AFTV, Curtis, good to see you in the building, man. Of course, you was at the protest today. First of all, what did you think of it?
Do you know what? I thought the fans did really well today. They turned out in force. There was big numbers there. Everyone made themselves heard. What more can you do? You know, people were saying block the coach, but I think the players got there early, to be honest. One of the security guards said the players came in cars and they were there early, and that. I give the fans 10 out of 10 today. You know, they backed up their talk. They did what they could.
Will it do anything?
Not today. Not by itself. If it's the start of something long term and we do this 7, 8 more times, and, you know, there needs to be a lot more. You know, I'd be surprised if he even hears about it, you know. That story.
I think you hear about it, man, because I saw it got covered a lot, you know, and, you know, it's probably more interesting than the game. It was a lot more. It was a shocking game to watch. It was a boring game to watch. But even worse for, you know, Everton won't care because, you know, that's a 3 points and they move up the table and they're still in the hunt for top 6, top 4. Yeah. And there's a comparison to be made here because Everton's owners, Moshiri, they showed him before the game. That was the ironic thing about it. He was there inside the ground. Yeah. Our owner, nowhere to be seen. Co-owner or his son or whatever, nowhere to be seen. Moshiri's there. And they've come, and I think it's since the last time they beat us, there was about 1987, I think they said. Yeah. 86. It's shocking for Arsenal at home. Now, I know you've been a big critic of the manager this season. You just heard Tez speaking there. He said if he doesn't win the Europa League, he should be sacked. How do you stand on it?
100%.
You're the same?
Yeah, not good enough. This is Arsenal Football Club. You know, I'm seeing Carlo Ancelotti in the Everton dugout. Champions League winner, pedigree. We took a massive risk with Mikel Arteta. You know, this is a huge job, Arsenal. We gave it to a guy with no experience, a blank CV. It's not working. We've lost home and away to Everton this season. Do you know the only team we've took 6 points off this year is Sheffield United in the Premier League? Wow. And they're in the Championship now, basically. They say trust the process. Was the process the European Super League? Is that why there's no pressure on it? Because they thought they had the golden ticket, you know? But it's embarrassing. 13 defeats in a season. Arsene Wenger finished just outside the Champions League place and he was hounded out. He had a longer period to deal with things, so I get that. Unai Emery finishes 5th. Obviously, he's in 8th. They sack him. Why is it now acceptable to be 9th, 10th under this manager? I don't understand the PR and the way he's been fed to the fans as if he's the Messiah and he's going to save us. We've got no style of football. I don't know what our style of football is. Is it counter-attack, keep ball? I don't know what it is. We're playing Granit Xhaka at left-back.
Well, that's because there's no other left-back, is there?
Cedric.
We saw Cedric the other day when he played left-back.
He had one bad game against Slavia Prague. He hasn't been that bad there. You know, Granit Xhaka, I'm not just highlighting him, but because he was there. I don't think Xhaka's good enough to play centre midfield for Arsenal. And that's his natural position. You can't play him at left back. Eddie Nketiah's up front today against Everton. Everton are a decent side. They're above us in the league. You got Martinelli, you got Balogun, and you play Eddie Nketiah. We know what Eddie Nketiah is capable of. We've seen it. He's limited. He can get you a goal every now and then, but he's not Arsenal standard. He's not the guy who can lead the line and take us where we need to get to. What does Martinelli have to do to get a run in this team? If I was him, I'd be saying...
Maybe they're saving him for Thursday, though. Because that's the big one, isn't it?
It's definitely the big one. But they've been saving him most of the season, to be honest, Martinelli. Do you know what I mean? I've heard that most of the season they're saving him. Do you know, do you know the worst thing? This is the worst thing for me as an Arsenal fan. We lost a game tonight at home, and it didn't really hurt me that much. Didn't surprise me.
Do you think that's because, though, of all the stuff that's gone on off the pitch this week?
I don't just think it is that, though, because...
Or you just look on it like, you know, you're just used to it now?
I'm just used to it. I'm used to it. You know, if I went home and there was chicken on the table every night, I'm not going to be surprised after a few weeks. So when we lose now, it's just like, DJ Khaled, man, another one. Nobody else. But listen, he's still in a job because he's got Thursday. Let's face it, if we was out of Europe, there would be no defending him. He's still got Thursday, and as much as I don't think he's the right manager, if he manages to win the Europa League after winning the FA Cup last year, he can kind of turn around and say, listen, as bad as it's been, I've produced something pretty good there. And I would have to acknowledge that. The problem is, form is very difficult to turn on and off. You can't just be terrible and then on Thursday you're going to be this amazing team. You know, we've got injury problems. Is Aubameyang going to be back? If Aubameyang's not back, I'm worried. I'm seriously worried. I don't know if we've got the firepower there. And if he goes with Eddie, you know, you've got to hope that he plays Martinelli. But Villarreal are an experienced team, and you know...
Emery. He's organised, isn't he?
He's organised, you know. This is his competition. He is a top manager in this competition, and, you know, we've got to win that Champions League. You know, we have to, because for a club like Arsenal, if we've got no European football next season, that's not acceptable. And you know this owner doesn't need an excuse to say, no, I'm not going to give you as much money as you need because we got no Europe and the pandemic and the Super League's gone. And all of a sudden, Transfer Daily is a dark place in the summer. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? So, no, listen, they've got to produce something. If you'd have said to all the fans before this season, Villarreal in a Europa League semi-final, we'd have bit your hand off for that. Do you know what I mean? So these players have actually got to show something for this manager. If they all believe in him as much as they say, they've actually got to stand up and be counted. So it's all on Thursday, man. Europa League or bust right now.